I want you to stand up tall and proud. I want you to speak up clear and loud. Brown baby.
Within a relationship.
To compromise? What is compromising? Compromising for what? Compromising for what reason? To compromise for what? To compromise. What is compromise?
If a man came into your life, wouldn't you want to compromise?
Stupid. A man comes into my life and I have to compromise? You must think about that one again. A man comes into my life and you have to compromise for what? For what? For what? A relationship is a relationship that has to be earned, not to compromise for. And I love relationships. I think they're fantastic. They're wonderful. I think they're great. I think there's nothing in the world more beautiful than falling in love. But falling in love for the right reason, falling in love for the right purpose, falling in love, falling in love. When you fall in love, what is there to compromise about?
Happy Friday, you guys. Welcome everyone to the room. This is going to be a doozy of a show, so sit back, grab your favorite Friday night cocktail, and enjoy. I chose that Eartha Kitt clip because if this next guest was a character, she would definitely be Catwoman. She's most definitely intriguing, salacious, interesting, funny, open, and transparent. Tonight, she is a four-time author. Tonight, we're going to be talking about her latest book. The title is My Friend, Her Husband, My Man. It is a tell-all, a real live story that she was not planning on telling, but ended up telling. So we're going to hear it from her mouth, her words. So if you guys could please give a warm welcome to Lavern Crump. Lavern, what's up, girl?
Hey, thank you for the applause. I loved it.
I thought you would. I aimed to please. Thank you
Yes.
so much for joining us here first time on the Sassy Show. So we definitely want to give you a warm welcome. I really appreciate. I reached out to you because this book and all of your books, as we'll get into, most likely the title of the books and have you back, but we'll have to focus on this last book. But I am definitely a fan of your writing, a fan of your transparency and your openness. Can't say that I agree with all the decisions, but hey, you're not going to agree with all my decisions either, right? But transparency is the key. So I just really appreciate you for accepting the interview and for showing up tonight. So thank you for that.
Oh, no problem. You are very welcome.
And I have to tell everybody, Lavern normally is on camera, but tell us what happened, Lavern. Why didn't you grace us with your beautiful face today?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm all about appearance. I'm all about, fashion and all of that. But my braider, I was planning on getting my hair braided today. She cut her finger, and so she hadn't braided hair in like a week. And so she first braided hair. Her first head was yesterday, and we were FaceTiming, and I seen the way her finger looked. And she was it was a little struggle for her. So I decided that, I would hold off and she would hold off. So I won't be able to get in until next week sometime. So yeah, I can't, come on camera, but it's all good though. Next time I come on the show, I definitely will be, camera ready.
Absolutely. Well, it's mostly maybe 80-90% women in our audience right now. So we all understand that the hair ain't done. It ain't happening.
It
right?
ain't happening.
It ain't happening. So you're a four-time author. We're going to get into this latest book today. So we're pretty much going to start, you guys, at the end of the story today by talking about this last book. And as Lavern mentioned, if all goes well, I definitely would love for her to come back and talk about the other three books because they are most definitely page turners. I want to start off with one of my favorite, I don't know, I want to say one of my favorite, but I guess it is one of my favorite excerpts from the book. Is actually in chapter 1, and then I'll let you take it from there. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the middle of chapter 1, when I came to Omaha, only a few people would know about it. I didn't and still don't trust anybody. Excuse me. And I apologize, you guys. This Kindle skipped on me. So I'm so sorry. I still don't trust any of y'all asses. My circle is really small. At this point, um, I'm just a fucking dot. It's just too many grimy ass people out there. And the way Omaha is set up, anybody could be setting you up. And right now, in this day and age, you could be thinking your homie or your family member got your back, and the whole time they could be the very one stabbing you in the back. You could be trusting and putting your all into a man or woman, and the whole time they're out here making you look like a damn fool. You could be a devoted wife and your husband could be sleeping with one of your so called best friends. You could be as wholesome as you want to be and then find out that your husband was sleeping with one of the grimiest females out of Omaha, Nebraska. I mean, I've been called snitches, hoes, sluts, and rats. I mean, you name it, I've been called it. But that didn't stop those niggas from wanting to fuck with me. I mean, it be some good niggas too. Some of these dudes y'all wouldn't even suspect. If y'all saw my inbox, y'all wouldn't believe it. I mean, if y'all knew some of the dudes I have fucked with, it would really shock you. A lot of these men were so intrigued by me. I guess it was the thought of them being with someone like me. And when I say someone like me, I'm talking about me being a household name. You literally had to live up under a rock to not know who Laverne was. I have been known for a lot of things, some good and some bad. It really just depends on who you ask about me. Some might say I'm so sweet and I have a good heart. Others might say I'm terrible and I'll eat your heart. Well, believe both of them. It depends on which version of me that you get. See, the thing is, it's two of me. Anybody that knows me and knows me very well can tell you my name is Kenyon. Kenyon is the hood me, that don't give a fuck me. That bitch give a fuck about nothing or nobody. She'll look at an opportunity to get what she wants and go for it. She's what you would call an opportunist. And if you're a weak nigga, she'll get you. She'll fuck you and she'll get your money. The end. The goal is to get the money. Now, that's not a bad thing. I just don't fuck with niggas that can't assist me. I have my own and I get my own bag. But why fuck with mine when I can get yours? The only females that won't agree with this are the ones that can't get a nigga to give them shit. If you're not an asset to me, then you're a liability and I can't fuck with you. Now, Laverne, now that's a professional, busy, savvy woman. She likes to put on a nice suit and go mingle and talk to politicians and shit. She loves to strut her shit and talk in that white voice. Everybody knows how to put on that white voice. You know, the one when you're in an interview. Yeah, that voice knowing damn well your ass is ghetto as hell. But you know, you have to put on that act until you get that position. Sometimes you have to be who you need to be to get where you're trying to be. That might have gone over some of y'all's heads a little bit. It's okay. Keep reading. You might learn something. Now, some of you bitches are acting like y'all don't watch me, but I know y'all do. I have helped motivate and mold you, hoes, but y'all will never admit it. Honestly, you don't have to. I already know it and I see it. I be laughing so damn hard, like, look at this bitch. Some of y'all need to be thanking me. I really don't like when y'all do that. I mean, give a bitch a props when props are due. But the haters of Omaha will never do that. It's like they hate to give props. I do have some people who have honestly hit me up and told me that I inspire them and how they appreciate my honesty and love me for just being me. I want to thank all of y'all for the love. I love each and every one of y'all. Now that was Laverne talking, not Kenyon, because Kenyon don't like a lot of you bitches. So now that I gave y'all that breakdown of who Kenyon and Laverne are, let's figure out which one I am today. And sing. Okay, girl, but which one are you going to give us today?
Oh, my God. Oh, man. I got chills just listening to you read that. Oh, my God.
Honey, I got chills right where you were.
Oh, my goodness, girl. You read it so well. I appreciate the way you did that. Oh, God. That was great.
Absolutely. 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 Well, so let's take us from there. That's the end of chapter 1. And let me give them a little bit of backstory before you start. So the way that this is set up, you guys, again, I told you this is Laverne's 4th tell-all book. She is the book that precedes this is Leaving It All Behind. in that book, she is literally cussing out hoes, bitches, heifers, and motherfuckers, telling them where to go, what they can do with themselves. She's giving props to her friends, to the people that have been there for her. And she is writing the book as though I am leaving Omaha, Nebraska in my rearview mirror. I'm getting the hell up out of here. And I'm not, I'm leaving that chapter. And then something happened. Okay. Something happened. So take us from the something happening to you writing this last book.
Okay. So upon me leaving Nebraska behind, so I thought, I ended up meeting a lady. Okay. The lady in fact pursued me because everybody in Nebraska knows, and people that don't know me, I am what can I say? I'm a radio personality. I had the #1 radio show in Nebraska for 4 years. So I'm a radio personality. I'm a socialite. I'm a variety of different things, and I'm literally a household name in Nebraska. So therefore, the woman has seen an opportunity for me to promote her hairline. She had a hairline that she was trying to get out there, and being that she was, nobody knew who she was and everybody knew who I was, she felt like, it would be a good, investment to have me promote her hair. So that's what I did. She paid me to promote her hair. She had given me a lot of, hair bundles for me to give a review on. And I was very honest about the reviews. I did the review for 30 days. I, used the hair. I gave, honest review. It was really good hair. Although her and I no longer talk or anything, the woman has good hair. And so I could not deny that fact. So I gave good reviews on the hair. After I had got done with the, agreement, we continued to conversate. We continued to talk. She took a liking into me. I took a liking to her. We were very opposite individuals, but, she liked it, my realness. And I liked it, her as well. So her and her husband and her family ended up coming to Oklahoma City, is where I live at now. So they came to Oklahoma City because her husband's father resides here. And so they came here. We met up for lunch. I seen the husband eyeing me, but I tried not to even look at that. I was thinking, my mind was playing tricks on me. This cannot be true. This is supposed to be a power couple. This is supposed to be what everybody else sees on social media as a good couple, a wonderful couple. And let me say this is the problem with a lot of people in social media. They look at individuals and they believe and they think for some reason, because they look a certain way, that this is how things are. Okay? Don't be fooled. You could be looking at a couple that you think is perfect and could be getting their ass beat behind closed doors. The husband could be cheating. I mean, and the woman could be too. It's a lot of different things. So please don't let that social media fool you, okay? Because this is what happened in this case. A lot of people could not believe when the truth ended up coming out that, in fact, that her husband, could do something like this. So back to the story. We met up. I couldn't believe that he was eyeballing me. I tried to put it out of my mind because I'm thinking, this is a good woman, whatever else. So we continued to conversate. We continued to be, I wouldn't say, I don't know if we were even friends. We were developing a friendship is what I thought, and so then some months down the line, probably about 6 months later, in like September, they had came back to Oklahoma. And she had a hair class or something, and then they were coming to see the father again. So we had went out to eat again. This time I knew for a fact that he was eyeing me. I knew for a fact that it was something else that he wanted. And in fact, I myself was looking like, okay, you know what I mean? I knew for a fact, honestly, you know, to be honest, I don't deal with any guys that don't have anything going for themselves. I saw it as, you know, maybe an opportunity to come up. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you know, this man owns the whole store. He got this, he got that. You know, maybe he can help me, you know, in some goals that I'm trying to get accomplished, whatever. You know, I seen it as an opportunity. Okay. That's just what I seen it as. I never wanted him to leave her. I never even thought that me and him would even, you know, go get into a relationship. I just didn't. So, after that second time, that was in, I think it was September.
I think in the book you said your pussy popped.
It did. It popped.
Okay.
When I tell you, it was tingling. It was tingling.
Okay.
Just the thought of us looking at each other and having this, and her not knowing, and just the thought of it just being us. You know what I mean? Like he was there. His wife was there. His 2 children were there. My daughter was there. You know, it was like we all there, but yet when we locked eyes, it was just us two. It's how I felt. And so that was in, I think, September. In December, a tragedy happened. They ended up losing their child in a car accident. The child was ejected from the car. Child ended up passing away.
And that child at the time was about 21, I believe.
Correct. And so I'm in Oklahoma City still when this happens. I can't be there for her, but that made me right there be very sympathetic towards her. That right there made me, you know, my heart went out to her. My heart went out to her family. I was just like, oh, what can I do? You know what I mean? It was nothing really that I could do from Oklahoma. So just so happened I was going to Nebraska, because I go to Nebraska either every Christmas or Thanksgiving. I pick one or the two to go to Nebraska to be with my family. And so just so happened this year was going to, you know, that particular year, 2019, it was going to be Christmas. So the son had passed away like a week before Christmas, a week and a half before Christmas. And so when I went up there, I made it a point to go to the family's house, you know, to go to their house, to go be of comfort. I bought, you know, a sentimental gift that I felt, you know, would lift their spirits up, all of that. And, you know, they welcomed me with open arms and all of that. I consider myself being a, you know, a friend at the time. Again, when I was there at the house, it was just something, the way he looked at me, the way I looked at him, that I figured that things would eventually, you know, go a direction that probably we should not have. And so some weeks after the son passes, I'm communicating with her a lot, but I'm starting to communicate with him without her knowledge. So I'm texting his phone. He's texting me. We're texting each other. I mean, and then boom.
Let me ask you this. How did you ended up getting his number? How?
Okay. So it's a chick that I refer in my book called Dollar Store. This is a dusty ass female, which just so happens to be the woman. We're going to use the terms and we're going to use the characters in the book as real life. Right. So Mrs. T, which is the wife,
right?
She has a brother. Her brother is married to Dollar Store.
Okay.
So Dollar Store, I'm talking to her. Me and her was cool. We used to be cool. Okay. We used to be cool. So I'm talking to her and I just say to her, hey, I wanted to check on Mrs. T. I said, so I don't really want to bother her. Do you have Steve Jr.'s telephone number?
Which is the husband. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. She's not thinking anything about it at the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's just thinking that I'm being a friend, trying to,
Mm-hmm.
look out for her, whatever. But in fact, that's not what I was doing. I was
Right.
going to test the temperature. I was going to test the waters to see if this relationship was as strong as people tried to think it was, or if it was as strong as she thought it was. So I start texting him.
Mm-hmm.
So when I start texting him, it's just, how you guys doing? How is she holding up? I'm just reaching out. And he was just very thankful. I'm happy that my wife has a friend like you. And, let me know when you guys get back to Oklahoma. I want to know you guys made it safely. If it's anything that I could do for you guys, let me know. So dang, when he said that, ding, 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 ding. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking to myself, okay, yeah, he wanted me. Everything that I thought in my head is the truth. You know what I mean? Like, it's the truth.
It's confirmation for you.
It's confirmation. This is not all in my head like I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, one day I sent him a picture of my vagina.
Mm-hmm.
Now, ladies, if you know that you got a nice vagina, men, I knew that this would be the bait. I knew that this would reel him in because I have a nice looking vagina. And, a lot of women can't say that. But me on the other hand, I can say that. And so I sent him a picture of that pretty little thing, okay? And honey, I said, oops, I apologize. I did not mean to send you that.
Mm-hmm.
It took him a while to respond. And he said, are you sure? When he said that, I knew I knew right then and there. Nah, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I got him. I got him. Got him is what I was thinking to myself, right? So I said, can you call me? So he was like, okay, I got some customers in here, so I'll call you. So he called me probably like 45 minutes later. And I was like, listen, I was like, I do apologize for sending you that. I was like, I don't know if your wife goes through your phone or anything. Like, he was like, no, I got a lock on my phone and, she don't go through my phone. So, he really giving me the go ahead is what
the playbook. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He giving me, okay, yeah, it's all good. You can continue. So I'm like, oh my God. So we continue to conversate or whatever for some weeks. And I think it might have been like probably maybe a month. And then, that's when I started catching flights up there once a month. And we started being intimate. And that's what happened.
That's how it started.
That's how it started.
So the first time, so you guys are talking for maybe about a month. You fly back to Omaha for the first time. You have sex with him the first time?
Yes.
Okay. And then can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
That experience was very good. It was very magical. It was very, I mean, I mean, he had already prepared me. Like, he had already said, and I had already seen it. You know what I mean? I had already knew that he was well endowed. I already knew, I had already heard things. Even Dollar Store had told me how big it was. Oh, honey, Dollar Store didn't slept with all of their husbands. The Dollar Store, like I told you, is married to the brother. So the brother has
to the wife's brother.
Right. The brother has
Okay.
3 sisters. She done slept with 2 of the husbands, honey.
Yes, let me answer somebody in the chat. Yes, this is a tell-all book, a true story, confirmed by the husband and the wife. Yes, true story. Go ahead, Laverne.
So she has slept with all of her sister-in-law's husbands, except for Steve Jr. is what she said. But I honestly believe when he pulled that out and you seen it with your own eyeballs, what did you do? Just look at it? She told me she just seen how big it was, and then he dropped her off. He was giving her a ride home one day. And like they've been in this family, like they've all been around each other for over 20 something years. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, suspect.
Yeah. So anyway, I had already heard things about it. So I was very curious. And then when he was sending me pictures and everything, I knew that this was something that I wanted to experience. So the first experience that we had, it was very good. It was very much what I thought it would be. Yes, I loved it. I loved it. And yeah, I wanted more. I wanted more.
That's what okay, so you guys are, sexting with each other. There's this great build up. You get to Omaha, boom, it's on and popping. It is exactly what you thought it was gonna be. And then you start talking in the book, and this is the 4th book, you guys. And the description, the link is in my description box. My mods will be dropping the link at the end of the show. And then when we end the show, all 4 of her links will be underneath the comments section. Excuse me, all 4 of the book links will be underneath the comment section. But this is the last book. My friend, her husband, my man. So you guys are sexting. It leads up to this sensual experience with you that is just basic, normal, but good sex. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. So then you go back to Oklahoma City, which is where you live. And at this time, you start coming back to Omaha once a month, mainly under the disguise of seeing your family, but mainly for your new beau, correct?
Correct. Sometimes I would not even see my family because he would fly me in. I'll go straight from the airport to the hotel room, and I will be in the hotel room for the whole weekend. Sometimes my mother did not even know I was in town. And this was after, people started speculating that it was him that I was dealing with. So I had to be really, really low key about when I came there because we did not want it to get out. Because every time I came to town, it was like he would disappear. So then the speculations and the, rumors and all of that started spreading.
Okay, of course, because it's a small town, relatively speaking. I come from a top 10 city, so it's kind of hard to try to figure out, but it's still you're if you're posting on social media when you're coming in and when you're leaving and then he's disappearing, rumors are going to start more so in a small town because you can put piece two together, correct? So now, right. So now even though sometimes your family doesn't know, you flying into town. When does he start to introduce? And when I say when, like how many sexual experiences does it take for him to start introducing the kink part of the sex that you guys experience?
The second time.
Whoa.
Like it was quick because actually when I got back to Oklahoma, we had already started talking about the things that we would do next, the things, you know what I mean, the things that he wanted, the things that he desired. And so I knew that he was not getting that at home. And so I wanted to participate. This was things that I've never, ever experienced in my life. I've dealt with a lot of men in my life. I've been very sexual in my life, but these type of things I had never done before, and it intrigued me, and I wanted to know more, and I wanted to go to whatever lengths and levels he wanted to go. I was willing to go there with him.
So you both were sprung. So you stated, I mean, quite honestly, so you stated that you know, you've been married 3 times before this,
Mhm.
that all of your other husbands were, and I'm trying not to give all away all the other 3 books, but just a little bit of background. You've been married 3 times before. All the other 3 husbands were a little bit younger, if not a lot of bit younger than you. So
Mhm.
you were used to being in the teacher mode, especially when it comes to sex.
Yes.
So you state that this is the first time that you're in the student mode.
Yes.
So I want to know, because I'm very curious. I am a L7. I'm a bit of a square. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that I'm not sexual and sensual, but I am what people would probably call a square. I'm not in the lifestyle. I'm not into BDSM. And I don't know because I've never been introduced to it, but I would assume that if someone introduced me to it, I would repel from it. That would not be comfortable if I weren't already a part of the lifestyle. But you guys are openly and freely talking about what you want to do with each other, and you're intrigued by it. So I want to know when it's time to get down to, because talking is one thing, right?
Mhm.
But so the next time you fly into Oklahoma City, it's on and popping. Tell the people a little bit about what they can read in the book about exactly what type of kink you guys were into.
Well, it had gotten really intense. It had gotten really crazy. When I say I'm talking about choking, I'm talking about R. Kellyan, I'm talking about um drinking urine. I'm talking about it had gotten really, really crazy. I mean, I could not believe myself. I could not believe the person that I was becoming. I felt like he was making me into somebody that I was not. And I felt like he was controlling my mind, my body, my soul, my spirit. I felt like I wasn't even who I was. It was really crazy. I was really starting to feel like I was someone else. And I felt like he told me this one time. He said, when you look in the mirror, you're going to see my face. And
Mm.
I promise you, it was times where I looked in the mirror and I actually seen him.
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. When you look into the mirror, you're gonna see my face.
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
it was
I needed
deep.
to.
No,
Hmm.
I'm telling you, it was so deep. And I have people that ask me now, like, because of the look that he has, if you look at him, if you see him, he looks like Norbit. A lot of
Y'all,
people,
he's a nerd, you guys. He looks like a nerd. He owns a some type of cell phone store or something, or some type of that kind of thing. But him and his wife look like the nerd and the librarian.
yes, yes, exactly. You would
Mm-hmm.
not think that in looking at her, I mean, she would not indulge in the things that I was doing. You know what I
No.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
But him, you would not think that he was involved in the things that he was involved in, and the things
Mm-hmm.
that he liked, and the things that turned him on. So at home, sexually, she did not do it for him. I don't care how long they've been together. They've been together for over 20 years. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what? This is why he has cheated multiple times in the past, because he's not getting what it is that he wants and he needs at home. So he looks for those things outside. And me, I'm the type that he had in the background. I'm what he would want behind closed doors. But in
Mm-hmm.
public, I'm just being honest with myself. In public, he wants that image of this wholesome looking wife, this
Absolutely.
wholesome looking family. He has the perfect family. He has this, he has that, he has, and so this is the image that they
Because
portray.
they are an upper middle class family.
Correct.
They had the children, the picket fence, the nice
Yes.
homes. They're both professional. They're
Yes.
both,
And me,
respected.
and
And,
me,
and
hey,
yeah,
listen, let's be real. Me,
yeah.
I'm the hoochie mama. I'm coming
Right.
through. I'm dropping it like it's hot. I'm drinking my Grey Goose. I'm
Right.
kicking it. You feel me? But don't get that twisted because I'm also business. Okay.
Right. Yes, you are a businesswoman.
I'm a businesswoman as well. You feel me? But I just do things differently and I move differently. And so that's what honestly what attracted him to me. I was totally opposite than what he had and what he was used to at home. And don't ever say, ladies, let me tell y'all something. The ladies that's listening, don't ever say what your man or your husband won't do or who he won't screw. Okay? Because I'm telling you, the same woman that you think he would not ever touch and he would not mess with, he will be messing with. Okay? And that was the problem with her. We have mutual friends, and she has said, oh, Laverne is not his type. He would never. Oh, baby, don't never say never because he was sure nevering. He was nevering over here, okay? Every chance he get, he was over here nevering. It was crazy because even when they came to Oklahoma one time, he left her at the dad's house and came and was over here in my bed. He told her he was going to McDonald's. Baby, guess what? I was Ronald McDonald for that ass, okay?
Oh God, Laverne. Oh God.
No, for
Lord
real.
have mercy. And then how ironic is it that you guys end up, they live where you're from and his dad lives where you live now. So the access is another thing that probably that kept this going as well. I mean, because without the access, it just can't go on. So you kind of touched on it a little bit, so y'all are into the R. Kelly stuff, everybody can read in between the lines and it kind of goes a little bit deeper. It's really the highest, in my opinion, it was the highest level of BDSM that you can kind of get to. I mean, you have alluded to the kind of porn that he likes. Would you like to tell the audience about that?
Yes. He was into porn that oh my goodness, where women were getting beat, tortured, some to the point of almost death. He wanted to choke me to the point of unconsciousness and me waking up with semen all over my face and this was the things that he was totally into. And I wanted to please him. My thing was pleasing him. I had started falling in love with him. It was something that was really kind of looking at him. I don't think people would have ever suspected that he was my type. When the rumors surfaced, people were saying, "Oh no, hell no. She ain't messing with him. She would never mess with him. Like, he not her type. He too square. He got them glasses on. This is not what she would be into." But they did not know. That's exactly what I was into. Like, he was exactly what I wanted. You know what? He told me this. He said that even if things ever stop between him and I, that I would still think about him. Any other man that I came across would never be able to compare to the things that we did and everything. And I would think about him and dream about him and still want him even after it was over. And he was right.
Wow.
It's so crazy to me. All the things that I'm going through right now, the court thing, and I don't know if you wanted to get into that right now or later on, but all the things that I'm going through right now, and I still find myself thinking about our experiences and still getting off on that. I mean, I mean, the other day I was laying here like, damn, I miss him. Like, yes, it's super crazy.
Oh, girl, because they don't even know half the story. So I'm gonna get off the sex thing, but I do have a few more questions. I think I've heard his story. I will get into it in a second. I've heard the wife's story. That's what led to you telling your story. Um, there are rumors out there that you were the one that was intaking the urine, and that and you say he was the one that was intaking the urine. Are you open to discussing who was doing what in regards to that? Because
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. We both were. I mean,
Mm.
when I see, this is the thing about me. I don't sugarcoat. I don't, what woman would sit up here and admit certain things? I mean, I'm just honest about everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that we both did. He wanted me to uh take a bowel movement on him. I
Mm-hmm.
never could. I tried. I'm gonna be honest with you. I laid there on him. I tried. I could not do it. And so
Mm-hmm.
that part of it never took place. That was something we talked about. That's something that that I wanted to do with him, because I knew that was something that he wanted to do, but I could
Mm-hmm.
never do it. But when you have a man and I wasn't even into into anal sex. Anal sex was
Mm-hmm.
something that I never got into. It hurts. I never got into it. But with him, he made it comfortable. He made it relaxing. He made me feel um I mean, like him, him kissing my neck and him whispering in my ear and telling me to relax, and I got you and I love you and I'm here, just relax. That right there made me
Made you
feel
comfortable.
yes. And so he loved that. And he would ejaculate inside he would ejaculate inside of my behind, and he would suck his own semen out of my behind. And
Hold on.
yeah,
Give us a minute. It's okay. No, it is no judgment song. Just give us a minute. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
yeah,
So you you have, because we haven't, I saw that you glossed over because I really want to know what the taste of urine tastes like. That's what I really want to know. But if you're sucking cum out of an asshole, then I guess urine probably ain't that big of a deal.
right, right.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
so what he would do was, and so I think that he tried to switch that around on me, because that was something that, like, I know that someone called me when he was doing his interview, and I don't know if you watched the interview, you
I did.
see where I called in and was like, hey, hold the hell up. No,
Right.
he telling a goddamn lie. And you see how he flew his ass off of that goddamn
That nigga
interview.
left so damn quick off that bed,
Yeah, because he
girl.
knew he was lying, and he knew I was coming for that ass. So
Mm-hmm.
he tried to hurry up and get off of there. But my thing was, if you're gonna tell the story, tell the whole truth. Don't come on here
Because
with no bullshit.
that's his take, and I guess to save face, is that he was doing all of these things to
To
you.
me. Yeah,
Right.
that's
Mm-hmm.
and see, this is the thing. This is why people knew he was telling a goddamn lie, because they like, okay, what was you doing though? You can't say
Uh-huh.
this girl was doing all this stuff, but you wasn't doing nothing. Now, come on now. So I think that's when people started knowing that he was lying about a lot of things that he was saying, and so I really wasn't worried about it, because I knew that everybody knows me and they know I don't lie. My mother used
Mm-hmm.
to say when I was a kid, she used to be like, "You the one that's my child that's gonna tell the truth." Okay, so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
mama, give me my consequence. I did it. Let me what's gonna happen now? Okay, that's the type of child I was. That's the type of adult I am now. Give me my consequence so I can go on about my business. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so that's how I've always been. But yeah, he tried to make everything on me, and never wanted to admit the things that he done. And I was, I don't have a relationship. I'm not in a marriage. So I don't have nobody that I have to, save face to, or I have to try to prove something to. Like, this is what it is. I don't have nobody, he has a whole wife. So he's gonna have to do these things. You know what I mean? He's going to have to try to make her feel better about what the hell done happened, because now it's public. My thing is this. I have been in relationships, and a lot of other people have, where things was not public. So when infidelities is not public and everybody don't know about it, then you can deal with those situations better. But when it becomes public and everybody knows about it, and everybody's looking at you and everybody's looking at your husband, it becomes a harder situation to deal with.
Absolutely. I mean, especially if this is a man that you've laid down with for 20 years and you had no idea that he had fetishes, let alone this level of fetish.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to hear. Now, this is hindsight, though. So because let me tell the order of it. So you wrote the last book, I'm Leaving It All Behind. I obviously cannot give away the ending, but that's a hell of a book. I might say you did a great job with that book.
Thank you.
And painting a picture. But you're leaving it all behind. It's in reference to the bullshit in Omaha. They have no idea, everything that you've gone through, everything that has gone on in Omaha, Nebraska. But at this point, you're leaving it all behind. While you're writing, leaving it all behind, you are getting cum sucked out of your ass from this woman's husband. But we don't, correct? But we don't know anything about that because that's not in the book. It's like you had no intentions on exposing this situation.
No. And this is the thing. Upon all of this, the wife is saying that, let me say this. I'm sympathetic to the fact that the wife lost her child, okay? And I don't even like talking about that, because that's something I've never experienced. And I don't never want to talk about that, but she uses that son's death as a way to get sympathy from everyone. I'm talking about everyone. So, and he has said this. He said you can't win against a woman who's lost her child. So when I told him I was sick of all the bullshit and I could no longer take, once she released her book.
Let me set this up, because that's the part that they don't know. So, because let's talk about that.
Okay.
So what happens is you write, I'm leaving it all behind. You're in the midst with I be wanting to call him Stevie J. What's his name in the book?
His name is Steve Jr. in the book.
Steve Jr. Y'all really, girl, if I was editing that book, I would say, let's call him Stevie J, because that's the kind of character he appears to be to me. But nevertheless, and you're Jocelyn, by the way. But nevertheless,
yes.
Okay, minus the coat.
And listen, and like Jocelyn used to call Mimi the maid. Remember Jocelyn?
And that is the trilogy that we have here. That is exactly the real life trilogy that we have here.
Yes.
Okay. So Steve Jr. and yourself are in a heated BDSM, lustful, sexual relationship. You guys are also friends. Y'all talk every day. It's a more than a sexual relationship, but the sex is definitely a big part of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You write the book. You go back to Oklahoma City. You guys are still messing around. All of a sudden, unbeknownst to anyone, the wife, her husband doesn't know, her family doesn't know, her clients don't know. She drops a book on Amazon called Gaslighting or something. I apologize. I should definitely have the name of the book, but the book. The basis of the book is about a gaslighting person that is close to her.
Mm-hmm.
The book is full of subliminals.
Mm-hmm.
You are trying not to read the book. In fact, you have told him at this point, I'm starting to feel a certain kind of way. I really don't think I should be talking to your wife anymore. I kind of want to pull back. He tells you that if you pull back, he will break up with you, because your wife at this point is too fragile. She cannot lose a associate and or friend.
Yes.
because he like, in my opinion, he likes the adventure of it all. It's like he likes when you call his wife, and he likes when you turn around and call him. So he can't lose that part of the relationship. So he dares you and says, no, 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 you got to stay friends with her.
Yes.
He admits this as well. So
yes.
this is not just hearsay. He says this.
Yes.
Okay. So she, unbeknownst to anybody, she drops a 45-page book that you like to call a pamphlet.
Yes.
The pamphlet, and I don't want to be disrespectful, so I'm going to call it a book because that's what she labels it, okay? But it was a very easy read for me. But she drops the book. The book is talking subliminally about you basically being a person that wants her life, that is trying to steal her man, that is taking advantage of them, that only got into this for a money grab, but she never says, your name. It is a subliminal book, but you get a hold of it, and then the shit pops off from there, because she only hears or understands what her husband has told her about the relationship, not the receipts that you actually have on the relationship.
That I'm coming with. See, this is the thing. I'm coming with the receipts, baby. I don't come, you just can't say nothing. When it comes to Lavern, I'm coming with all of the receipts. It was a point when he did his interview that he said, I never bought her anything. I never gave her money. I never paid for hotel. I never did this. I never did that. But baby, listen, I got all the receipts, baby. I don't play. I keep everything. I also had been secretly recording him. See, this is what he did not know. See, when I started feeling like, when things hit the fan, I'm going to look like the bad person. I'm going to look like the person that came and took advantage. I'm going to look like this horrible person. Okay. He told me, I'm going to act like, I was grieving. I was the grieving husband. He told me everything he was going to do, and everything he told me he was going to do, he did. So a lot of people was looking at it like, oh, Lavern is the bad. But guess what, baby? I was recording that ass. And so he tried to, say, I was going to get in trouble because I was illegally recording him. But what he did not know was, in the state of Nebraska, that it's not illegal to record a conversation. So me recording him, me giving permission, you know what I mean? As long as
Let me clear that up. As long as one of the parties is aware that there is a recording taking place, it is not illegal in the state of Nebraska.
Absolutely. So he didn't know that. See, he's so smart. He thought he was so goddamn smart with them glasses. He thought he knew something, but he didn't know a goddamn thing. Right? He did not know. And so therefore it's legal for me to have recorded him. Now, what was illegal for me to do is what they're alleging.
Hold on, let's take it in order. So the wife writes the book. This is Lavern Crump you're dealing with. Like, you are a social media icon in the Midwest. You get close to 5,000 views on Snap a day. At one point, your Facebook was a must see. Everybody's waking up in that area to see what is Lavern up to today. You're kind of like a tell-all. You expose people. People inbox you and give and spill tea on people, and you happily, like you said in the book, at one point told it. You were all for the shits and the mess. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm gonna expose this stuff. So it's interesting that he was not aware that you were going to be doing it to him, because that was your MO. You were down with keeping receipts and exposing those receipts.
But I'm gonna tell you what he thought. He thought he had me so digmatized, and he thought he had my mind so gone that I would never do it to him. And guess what? He was absolutely right. I never would have done that to him. I was in love. I was in love and lust, whatever you want to call it. I did not care about the wife. I did not care about anything else at this point. For a year and a half, I slept with only one person, which was him. Okay, for a whole year and a half, I was committed to him, a whole married man. So, honestly, he thought he had my mind like that. But when she did what she did, that all bets was off. At that point,
that ignited the old Laverne.
yes, and I'm gonna tell you why. I had people that started inboxing me, calling me, texting me, saying, "She's talking about you. It's no way that it's not you. She's talking about how they was coming to Oklahoma, how they was visiting you, how everything was me. It just the name she used for me was Bully. It was not my name. So everybody in Nebraska knew it was me that she was talking about. From my niece promoting her hairline as well, being a model for her hairline. That was my niece. From the part of everything it was in that pamphlet was about Laverne. And from that point when she did, because this is the thing, I had started writing the book, but then I stopped. I said, you know what? I can't do this. He had convinced me actually to make the book seem like it was about somebody else's husband in Nebraska, that it was not even about him. So we were spinning a story to where it was going to be somebody else's husband and not him. So we were going to clear him of everything. Is how it was supposed to play out. But once she did that, and then I even questioned myself sometimes was, damn, maybe she ain't as dumb as I thought. Maybe she did this in order to make me come out because she knows that I'm not going to stand for no lies on my goddamn name, and I'm going to come out and bring everything out. But then again, I'm thinking, no, because guess what? She didn't expect me to have all these receipts. I think what she thought was if I did deal with him, it was a couple of times. It wasn't nothing major. I was pregnant by that man 2 times. And that's a whole nother story. Like this right here, people don't understand. This is a Lifetime movie network. This is a Tyler Perry creation. Okay. This right here is really crazy. And this is somebody's lives that we're dealing with, my life and their life. And I feel really sorry for her because she's so blind and she thought I was gaslighting her. It was her husband that was gaslighting her the whole goddamn time.
So she writes this book about gaslighting. She just can't stop it. I have to be fair. This all took place in the last 2 years. So this is very recent situation and it is still ongoing. Maybe not the affair. I'm talking to the audience, maybe not the affair, but the situation, and we will get to it, is still ongoing in regards to some legalities. But this situation all literally just happened within the last 2 years. I believe her book came out in May. And you followed up, and I don't know. I mean, you followed up with a book, and your book was released in July. Do I have those dates correct?
In June.
In June, and this is of 2021, like yesterday. Okay. So she writes the pamphlet. Lavern, Bully, Kenyon. Do I say your first name right?
It's Keon.
Keon, thank you. I always want to pronounce the Y. Keon.
Yeah.
Okay, no Y. Okay, Keon, she bringing all 3 of them out of the, okay, fuck the leaving this shit behind.
I'm back.
Now, I'm back. I'm back in full force. I'm about to write
full-fledged.
Full-fledged.
I'm about to turn Omaha, Nebraska upside down. Do you hear me? That was my thing. My thing was, you know what? One thing is when the truth is the truth. So I don't mind when you tell the truth on me. I have done a lot of things in life. Okay. I accept it and I deal with it. But when you lying on me, when you lying on my name and you trying to play these, no, I'm not going to let you do that to me. So now I got to come out with everything.
So let's go down. Let's go down the list. What's everything? What did these receipts look like?
These receipts look like him paying for hotel rooms, him buying birthday gifts, him buying purses, him buying rings. Now, this is the thing. I am going to say that he did tell the truth about this part. So, y'all, I told him that I wanted a ring, okay, for Christmas. I wanted a ring. I felt like I was the goddamn wife. I felt like at some point, I'm doing all these things that she don't do. I deserve this. I deserve that. I don't deserve just this little money that you're giving me every time I come and see you. I don't deserve you sending me money. I don't deserve you just paying for abortions and all this and that. I deserve more. I wanted more from him. I never wanted him to leave her, but I felt like if I'm going to be with you and I'm only with you and only you, then you need to do more. So we had talked about business ventures. Now she's trying to say I'm extorting them. How can you extort someone that you're having sex with? If I'm sleeping with you, ain't no goddamn extortion. You buying me shit and giving me money, that's not no extortion. That's what the fuck you're supposed to do when you're dealing with another woman, okay? That's just the facts. I ain't extorted no goddamn body. So now she's trying to say, and this is the crazy thing, she's saying that I took advantage of her husband when he was in a vulnerable state. For a whole year and a half, that motherfucker knew what he was doing, okay? So you could sit up here all you want to and say, oh, no, she took advantage of my husband. No. He told me, though. He said she could see me with my dick in your pussy and she's still not going to leave me. That man told me that.
You knew to pause after you said that.
I knew to pause. I needed to let y'all grasp what the fuck that man said. He said, I promise you, exact word, she could see my dick in your pussy and she's still not gonna leave me. So I knew that she was not gonna leave him. And the thing was, he told me this when everything was about to unfold. He said, either you go shut the fuck up and you go continue to get this dick, or you're going to try to expose me and put everything out there, and you and I never fuck around again in life. And guess what?
You shut the fuck up.
I did for a minute, but when she went on that show and she started talking all that shit about me and tried to make me look bad, I no longer could. And that was the last time I spoke to him, was that day. The day she went on the hood table was the day that I no longer spoke to him. That was the last day. And not because I didn't want to, but because I had to speak up for myself. And I could not allow her to drag me like that and make it look like I was the bad person when her husband was in fact the person that gaslit her, not me. I didn't owe her anything. Although we were supposed to be friends, cool, whatever you want to call it, I did not make vows to you. Your husband did. So for you to come for me and try to put me in jail and do all of these other things, which we ain't even got into that yet.
I was gonna say, let's get into it. I really want to talk about, so the receipts are because you basically had a checklist.
Yeah.
Everything that was in that 45-page book, you was like, bitch, no, bitch, that didn't happen. Nah, bitch, that did happen. It happened like this, not like that. You added a few things and you went back on the checklist. You was like, check. That's how I read this book. And after reading her book, it was like basically the prosecution and the defense. Oh no, bitch, that's not how it went. And I have the receipts to prove it. That's how I read it, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So, okay. One of the biggest receipts is recording the conversation.
Yes.
That's a gigantic receipt, because that means that even though by your own words, you were in love with the dick and the type of dick, you weren't that thrown off to not still be in that Laverne mode of covering your own ass.
Oh, you smart. Girl, you smart. You smart. Listen, seriously, because guess what? you smart, because I still had to protect me. I knew, and he told me that. Let me tell you what this nigga told me. He said, because of your reputation, because I have a reputation in Nebraska. I've messed
Yes,
with some
ma'am.
prominent men.
Yes,
in
ma'am. That's in the
Nebraska.
earlier books of some very prominent men, and I think someone in the audience asked about probably the welterweight that will be unnamed, but that is not this man. That is in another. That is one of the earlier books.
Yes,
But we again, Laverne will be back. But and
yes,
we'll discuss those other books. But go ahead.
yes. But I've dealt with some prominent men in Nebraska, senators,
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
boxers. I
Right.
mean, like, listen, it is what it is. Now, so he knew my background, and he tried to act like he didn't know who I was and all of this. He definitely knew who I was. Who don't know who I am in Nebraska? Now, I
Mm-hmm.
could say in certain other states they might not know who I am, but in Nebraska, let's be real, they know who I am. So he knew exactly who I was. Matter of fact, he told his wife that it would be a good investment to have me promote the hair. So he actually co-signed for that. Okay. So I'm wondering to myself, did he look back and I mean, looking back at everything, was this a plan of his? Because I got text messages where he had said to me that he knew that I was gonna be his bitch. He told me that. Like, he knew
Mm-hmm.
it. So this is my thing. You have to understand, the wife was 100 and some pounds heavier than what she is now. She did lose a lot of weight, and a lot of that is due to stress as well, from her losing her son and all of that. Okay, she wasn't eating or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
The woman lost a lot of weight. She looks okay. Okay, she looks better than what she did. She went from fucking maid to to spade. Like, she looks better than what she's ever looked in her life. Okay, I can't hide that. I can't deny that from her. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so at the end of the day, he knew what he was doing, and he told me, he picked me out of all of the people that was around her, all of that. He picked me, and he knew my background, he knew my story, and he knew that I would be someone that would probably, not say anything, which I didn't. And I promise you guys, I never would have said anything had she not wrote that pamphlet about me. And once she did that, I had no choice but to come out and just tell the whole truth.
Now, what was the receipt that you dropped? What was the verbal receipt? Because it's one thing, the text messages, because people say, oh, you can alter text messages. It's not that easy to alter text messages, but it is a misnomer out there that is super easy, to alter emails or text messages. But you can't alter the way someone sounds, especially your husband of 20 plus years. You know that's his voice. So
Correct.
what was he saying on that receipt that you dropped?
Well, it was so many. Like, when I tell you, I have hours of
Mm-hmm.
audio of certain things that he said. He, in one audio, he was calling us both bitches and saying how we was both weak bitches, and how, we weren't supposed to break, and how we were supposed to, stick with the script, and just all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I have audio of him calling me out, saying that how he was going to destroy me if I ever was to come out, and all of this. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot. When I say I have hours, again, I had to protect me, and I
Mm-hmm.
knew that he was going to come for me. And I knew that a lot of people in Nebraska, although they know I'm not a liar,
Mm-hmm.
because people know I'm going to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So people know that, but also what they thought they knew was that this was a prominent couple,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that this couple was reputable, and that this couple was business minded people, like you said. They got a little money. She's a business owner, he's a business owner. All of this, so people would discredit me because of the things that I've done in the past.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so he told me that. He said they're gonna look at you as the home wrecking bitch that you always have been.
Mm-hmm.
So he already had tried to kick me out the door, but I had a good prominent friend of mine. I love her to death. And she said to me, she said, no matter how he tried to spin this on you, he was the one that was in the wrong. So I don't give a damn how many senators you done slept with, how many boxers you done slept with, how many are dealt with, whatever the case may be, he still can't get away from this. This is what he did. And so when she told me that, it made me start thinking like, yeah, I can't let him get away with making me look like this, him or her.
So then she writes the book. You're pissed. You go down the checklist. You're writing you must have been writing that book with fury because, bitch, that book right there, bitch. Okay, but on top of that, you must have some type of business acumen or savvy because she drops her book in May. You drop your book in June.
Absolutely. Listen, don't
You
play
waste
with me.
no fucking time. I
Man,
know people on here in the other sector that they like to chomp they chompers, but they not writing no whole books,
listen, I'm not playing. You hear me? Like, I'm not playing. I'm like, you know what? I gotta get my book. Actually, I put every book I've dropped has been on my birthday, July 26th. So I all of my books was on July 26th on my birthday because I wanted it to mean something. Well, this book, I was like, you know what? Guess what? I'm dropping this motherfucker ASAP. Like, I'm in there. I'm typing so goddamn fast. I mean, I'm telling you, I didn't waste no time. And so I just wanted it to get out there. And my book, let me tell y'all, thanks to everybody that purchased my book, within 48 hours, I had sold, I don't even remember how many books. It was just so quick. Like, I'm telling you, like today, it's almost at like almost 3,000. I'm thinking, like, and I dropped the
I
book
think the
in.
numbers were something like 2,000 within the first 48 hours. It
Yeah,
was something like that. It was
it was
crazy.
really crazy. Now, with this next book, which is called My Friend, Her Husband, My Man, The Aftermath. Like,
Okay. Oh, because we
aftermath.
do. Okay, hold on. Let's get to the end of this book. I do want to answer a question in the chat because it is a lot in this story. The wife found out through rumors in Omaha. She found out through rumors. She comes out with her 45-page book accusing Laverne of gaslighting them as a family.
Mhm.
Then Laverne drops her book. So that is the sequence. The wife finds out what she thinks is to be true after a year and a half of her husband, Steve Jr., and Laverne having an illicit affair. After a year and a half, the wife finds out. She waits about 4 or 5 months. She drops her 45-page book. Then a month later, Laverne drops My Friend, Her Husband, My Man.
Now, let me say this really quickly. I believe that she was setting this up because she thought in her heart that it was true that I was sleeping with her husband, although I was telling her no, although he was telling her no. We both were telling her no. So I believe that she was setting it up to look like if it did come out that her husband was the one that I was sleeping with, that I would look crazy, I would look deranged, and I would look like I just wanted her life. You see what I'm saying? That's what I believe. She tried to change the narrative of everything.
Me trying to say, even though you are my guest, excuse me, you are my guest. It does sound even like reading her book, even in me trying to be fair,
Mm-hmm.
it does appear that her book, is set up to not only spin a narrative,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to say it because I don't want to be disrespectful to the wife that has been cheated on, right? I want to make that very clear.
Oh,
But it does,
mm-hmm.
let me just say this. It does appear that there is a narrative being spent to protect the
Yes.
husband.
Yes.
That's what it seemed like to me. Like,
Yes.
fuck, you did this. I'm not going anywhere. We got to figure out a way,
Yes.
because I think Laverne is going to eventually come out with this.
Yep.
You know, this is what she's saying. I'm speaking as
Mm-hmm.
her. I think Laverne, we can't trust Laverne. One
Mm-hmm.
day she's going to tell this story.
Mm-hmm.
So before she tells this story,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put out this story because at all costs, I need to protect my family and my husband. That's what it
Bingo.
appeared. Okay.
Bingo.
Okay.
Ooh, girl,
Mhm.
you smart. Ooh, listen. Listen, I'm telling you, you got it on the nose. This is what she tried to do, because I think that she knew that once she did that pamphlet, oh, baby, Laverne was coming with everything that she had. But what I don't think she knew was that I had more information and I had more than what she thought. Okay. She did not think that I had audio. She did not think I had pictures. She did not think that I had all of these things to back up everything that I said. Okay. So I think that was something for her as well. And I think that it probably shocked her.
Yes.
When it all came out. And if she could go back in time, I think she wouldn't have never even released that, because then she didn't open up a can of worms that, you know, you did this, and now you want to play victim. Now you want to run to the court system. We ain't even talked about how I got arrested.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it, because you get arrested. You come to Omaha because they put out a order of protection on you.
Correct.
And so you come from Omaha to Nebraska to Omaha. Excuse me, from Oklahoma to Omaha. All the O's are mixing me up. Excuse
Right.
me. From Oklahoma, where you live, to Omaha because you have an order of protection. You're walking into the courtroom. We see it because you're, YouTube, no, excuse me, Snapchat and Facebook, mini celebrity. So you kind of document everything.
Yes.
This has kind of been how you have been for the last 10 years. Since
Correct.
social media has been, the platform. You document your life. You're a vlogger. Yes. Okay. So you're documenting it. And literally while you're documenting it, we see you getting arrested.
Yes.
Okay, take us from there.
Yes. This wasn't anything that was staged, or this is really real life.
No, we see it. I mean, let me say this for the people who might think, because the story is unfucking believable. I mean, that's just bottom line. But once you read the book, and what you can look up the arrest record. I mean, this stuff is for public knowledge. Mm-hmm. We can see. I mean, I'm telling you guys, and you guys know, everybody in this chat or who be watching the replay, I at least have the reputation I'm not a liar, right? So just like Laverne is, but to her people, but you guys don't know Laverne, but you do know me. But this is not a staged situation. It's just an unbelievable fucking story. Mm-hmm. But everything is documented. We see her in the courtroom. Mm-hmm. I'm not the courtroom, but in the lobby-ish area. We see the constable putting the handcuffs on her. We see the arrest record. We see the $50,000 bond that is posted. Mm-hmm. So none of this is fabricated. I've heard the wife with her own mouth talk about the story. I've heard the husband talk about the story. So although it is a fantastical tale, it is 100% real, which makes it all the more like, just bitch, what?
It's so real. I was sitting in that jail cell, baby. This is the real as it get when them people handcuffed my ass and sent me to jail. Now listen, I don't even live in Nebraska. I live way in Oklahoma. So when I'm flying, let me tell y'all what happened. So I had to get my eyebrows done, right? So I fly from Oklahoma City to Dallas to get my eyebrows done. Okay. So I get my eyebrows micro shaded. So I had to fly to Dallas. I fly to Dallas, get my eyebrows micro shaded. So you could see me all on my snap. You could see me all on, like, I get over 5,000 views on my snaps. I'm very popular on my snap. People like to watch what I do. So I'm very animated, all of that. So people enjoy watching me. So I go to Dallas to get my eyebrows done. I leave Dallas. I'm only in Dallas that day. So I leave out that night. I fly out that night to fly to Omaha because I knew I had to go to court. So I fly to Omaha. That morning, I have to be to court. As I'm entering the courtroom, I'm sitting there with the judge. He's there. She's there. She's all huddled up under her husband. I mean, y'all should have seen it. It was crazy. So one of my good friends, I love her to death. She was there with me. Okay. When I tell you this woman has had my back, she's my everything. Okay. One of my good friends, besides my best friend, this is one of my good friends. So she's in court with me. She's, so she's in court. She's watching everything unfold. I hear Mr. Steve Jr. I hear him tell the judge she has an active warrant. And I'm thinking to myself, and I say to the judge, I don't have an active warrant, Your Honor. I don't know what he's talking about. I see the sheriffs come in there, honey. Two of them. A woman and a man, baby.
We see them too.
They got, I know, for real. So they got a paper in their hand. They got their handcuffs, and I'm looking like, oh, hell no, what's going on? I'm still not knowing what's going on. So after the hearing is over, Mr. Steve Jr. and Mrs. T start laughing as they're walking out of the courtroom. Okay, so they know that I'm about to get arrested. He actually tells the judge, they said if she showed up here today that she would be arrested for this warrant that she has. I'm still not knowing what's going on. So as they walk out, the sheriffs come and say, you do have a warrant. They handcuff me. At this time, I tell the sheriffs I need to get some numbers out of my phone. I go to my Snapchat and tell my homegirl to record. So I'm talking to Snapchat. Hey, y'all, I'm about to go to jail right now. Like,
I saw it.
I'm documenting everything. Okay. So I go to jail. Of course, I'm in jail. The people trying to tell me I got to take my nails off, my hair off. Oh, no, baby. I'm going to Vegas the next day for my goddamn birthday. I'm not taking nothing off. So you can send me to isolation, whatever you go do. Long story short, they send me to isolation, but they let me make a couple phone calls. I make a couple phone calls, let people know my bond is $50,000. I need 10%, which is $5,000. I make a couple calls. Boom, they come and buy me out. I'm out.
How long were you in jail?
I was in jail for like 13 hours.
So, were you at any, given your history that this particular audience doesn't know, but again, you'll be back on a show to talk about that, but given your history and I know this is county jail, but were you at all afraid of jail or going to jail?
Oh, hell no. Let me tell you, baby. I was like a celebrity. Like I tell you, everybody know me. I had the people that actually book you in coming up to me. Laverne, I read your book, girl, woo, woo, woo. Okay. So, I mean, like when I tell y'all, I'm really not, this is no cap. I am really a local celebrity in Omaha, Nebraska, but fuck being local in Omaha, Nebraska. I need to be a celebrity all around the world. Fuck just Omaha.
Well, these stories. Then let me ask you this. What about people saying, oh, you were in isolation and because you were scared?
No.
Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about that. Because I know that if you refute, let me just say this, and I don't want to sound dumb or play dumb. Let me say that. I believe that in most county jails, if you refuse to do something like take off your hair, take off your nails, then all of those things, then they will threaten you with isolation.
Oh, they will put you, girl, listen, I don't play. Let me tell you something. I don't play. I ain't never worried about no bitch, okay? I done went to Nebraska to meet up to fight with females and all that. I'm about that life.
And that was in one of my favorite books. That was So You Think You Know Me? Is that the story?
It was no, it was you have no idea.
You have no idea.
Yes.
Ooh, Lord, have
I
mercy.
go meet
Okay.
up with bitches and fight, but guess what? I'm getting a little too old for that now. I'm
Yes,
40
you
some
are.
years old. My goddamn bones. I felt one of my bones crack not too long ago. It's time for me to sit the fuck down, okay? But for real, seriously, I had went to isolation only because I refused to take my nails off. I refused to take my hair out because I knew that I was about to go to Vegas. My birthday weekend was already planned. It was my birthday weekend. So I was already planned to go to Vegas and do all of that. So, it was no way I was going to take anything off. So that's why I ended up in isolation. I only ended up in jail for like 13 hours. I was bonded out, and then the next day I was on a plane to Vegas enjoying my fucking
Your
birthday.
birthday.
Yes.
So that is July 26th. It's
Correct.
August 20th. Tell us where you are legally now with this case.
Well, with this case right now, I just had to go back to court August 11th. And so let me just tell y'all this. The protection order that the husband tried to get against me was dismissed. So the judge seen right through his black ass, okay? And seen that he was telling a goddamn lie. And like I told the judge at that time in court before I was hauled off to jail, I said, Your Honor, because that I was only in court for a protection order. But what had happened was they had already been talking to the county attorney and trying to get an arrest warrant for me because I uploaded pictures. Well, they're saying allegedly that I uploaded nude pictures of his penis to social media. So that's why I was arrested. I wasn't arrested for violation of a protection order like some people thought. No, it was because they're saying and alleging that I uploaded nude pictures of him.
So let me break this down for the audience. So you go from Oklahoma City to Dallas to get your eyebrows microbraided. Then you're gonna leave for Omaha, Nebraska that night because the hearing for the protection order is the next morning.
Yes.
The reason you know that everybody knows you can't miss court or there will be a warrant for your arrest when they are in the courtroom saying she has a warrant, you have no idea what they're talking about because you think I damn well do not have a warrant. However, they have sidebarred the prosecution in regards to the protection order and put out a warrant for your arrest for what is that charge called?
It was called intrusion. So basically what they're saying is I took a nude picture of him without his permission while we were in an intimate setting. Okay?
So basically, what is it called, you guys? The porn, revenge porn is basically what they're calling intrusion.
Sort of similar, but not
similar,
really.
but not exactly.
Right,
okay,
exactly.
okay.
So but that's not what they got it under. But it's a misdemeanor, so it's not like I'm gonna go to prison for 20 years or nothing like that. But it's the principle of it. My thing is this, and then when I go to court, right? I go to court last week. And so I'm also fighting the protection order that the wife is trying to get against me as well. It's super crazy. So we had to do like a trial thing where we had to bring in witnesses and all of this and that. It was a mess.
Is it true that somebody jumped you in court?
No, it's not true.
That's a rumor.
Yeah, what happened was I was sitting down. My mother was standing up. One of the witnesses, which is the dollar store chick that I was telling you about, which they were not even talking. They have not even been talking for years. But because, like, I don't understand this, when you seem to have an enemy with someone else, they tend to come together against you. You know what I mean? So now, because I'm not cool with either one of them, they've come together to try to form some type of I don't know what they
alliance.
Yeah, alliance or whatever.
It's a part of some people's human nature too.
And that's what they do. But my thing is,
the friend of my enemy is my friend.
Yes, but my thing is, bitch, if I don't like you, I don't like you. And I don't give a fuck who don't like you. I'm not about to come trying to form nothing against nobody, but that's what they're doing now. So she came to court with Mrs. T against me. And they haven't talked for years. The death of Mrs. T's son couldn't bring them together, but being that they don't like me, that brought them together. So long story short, I'm in court. I come into court. My mother is there. I come in, I sit down. I start recording the girl because she's very dusty, okay? So I start recording the dusty chick. She tries to, because she see me recording her, she tries to come over there. My mother is standing up. My mother comes in between us. 2.5 seconds, we're in Sarpy County, okay? If you're not from Nebraska, you won't know about Sarpy County. Sarpy County don't play. You'll be in jail and here. I'm already out on bond. I can't be fighting nobody and I'm out on bond. So I would have been arrested again. I feel like that was an attempt and that was a strategy and that was something for them to try to do to get me in more trouble. So now I have to be careful of which way I move now because I really have these people really trying. Why ain't your husband being held accountable? Why are you trying to hold me accountable? Why aren't you trying? I don't owe you anything.
You hurt her deeply. You hurt her deeply,
I
Laverne.
get it.
So she's not going to. What did he tell you? She could find his dick in your pussy, and she's not leaving. So you're going to get all of that vitriol
but guess what, though? Is that? But this is my thing. If I'm going, if my thing is this, I've been married 3 times. Like I said, I done been cheated on. I done seen my ex-husband tell a chick, I don't want you. I don't want you. I love my wife. And he still was messing with that girl. Okay. I've seen it. I've been on the other side of the situation. Okay. So I know for a fact that this is an act. This is all something. He's doing all this to please her. Am I mad about that? No, because I knew that I'm not his wife. I'm not who he owes anything to. He owes everything to her. I get it. But don't lie on me in the process of things. That's my whole thing. Don't lie on me. Keep it 100. We was planning on opening up a business together. She's saying I was trying to extort them for $10,000. Baby, I have the receipts. I have the name of the business. I have the secret emails that he had, everything. So what you trying to say is not true. I've never tried to extort anything out of y'all. For what? I didn't even know you. You came after me. I knew nothing about you. And that's the narrative that she's trying to put out there. Like, oh, she saw us. I didn't even know you, bitch.
No, and the truth of the story, and this comes from her book and her mouth, is the truth of that part of the story is that she sought you out to promote her business.
Yes.
Because she felt like you were a popular
yes.
person or persona in Omaha.
And that's the crazy part. When she tried to switch this around and turn it around to say, oh, she sought us out. She was trying to extort. Bitch, I didn't even know you. I knew nothing about you. You came after me to promote your business. All I did, and like I told the judge, I said, Your Honor, the only thing I'm guilty of is sleeping with her husband. That's it. I was straight up with that damn judge because I don't play. I'm not guilty of anything else. She said I tried to make her commit suicide. She said I wanted her to kill herself. I never did. Oh, it was deep. I said, Your Honor, please don't. I'm not going to allow her to do this to me. I tried to uplift her. I told her, no, I was not sleeping with her husband because I knew that her mental mind frame could not handle it. And this is
she was very fragile at that time.
Right. And now this is where we're at now with them trying to put me in jail, with them trying to manipulate and make everybody think that I'm the bad person. Do I take responsibility? Yes, I do. I was wrong. I never should have slept with that woman's husband. That's the truth. But her husband shouldn't have never slept with me as well. And that's the truth too. So now what? My thing is she was a victim at first, But now that she's trying to uphold what her husband did, and she's trying to put everything on me, now you're becoming an enabler. Now you're not the victim anymore. Now you're trying to protect someone who sat up there and clearly gaslighted you. That man told me everything to tell her. He called me and told me, she's going to call you. You need to tell her this and that. Who's the gaslighter? That man.
And we didn't go over that, but that is definitely in the book where he says to you, he knows that her sister has told her X, Y, and Z. She's going to call you. This is exactly what you should say. That is exactly what you said. Like he is puppeteering the whole master plan. And we did not get into that, but that is very interesting. He appears to be like a, I don't want to say he's not a pimp, but pimp-ish. No, I mean, he does. Let me tell you, he's like half mob boss, half pimpish. Because, I mean, the way that he talks to you, saying that, fuck both of you bitches, both of y'all bitches is weak. It's very, it's a pimp, strong pimp hand. And then he's very strategic and mob boss in that he knows her every move and is coordinating your move to circumvent her move. Man, it's very wild story. I mean, I can see why people thought it was unbelievable. But again, honey, I'm not bringing nobody up here to talk about shit until I vetted everybody. And it's not one thing that Laverne has said that you guys are going to be find out that is not either in written proof or verbal proof from one of the other parties. So it's an amazing story. So where are you guys now in regards to the legal stuff again? I think I kind of I glossed over that. I know that you went to court. The protection order has been dismissed because that was a bunch of fugazi, but now you're still out on bond for the intrusion. It's a misdemeanor. That seems like a very hot, the $50,000 bond is normally a felony bond, but you're saying that is a misdemeanor?
Yes, it's a misdemeanor. What happened was, because I was trying to get out of jail immediately, if I had waited to go to court the next day, then they definitely would have lowered my bond. But I wasn't trying to spend a night in jail, so they went ahead and I had to pay that $50,000. I go back to court October 8th. And so, my thing is, they are trying to do everything they can to silence me. And I think that's what the protection order was for.
Okay.
It's basically harassment. So if I speak about her, Mrs. T, if I mention her by name or anything like that, then that is considered a violation because I'm harassing her and I'm doing it. But see, the thing is, she did it first. She put that pamphlet out on me, and now she wants to silence me. No, it doesn't work like that. You can't go after a person and then now you want to cry wolf. No, you open up those can of worms. So now I'm coming for you, and now you want to try to stop me. It's really kind of crazy.
So you guys go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
No, go ahead.
So you guys go back to court October 8th, and I think that is a good defense to say that she did start it in regards to the gaslighting book, because that is what started all this. And you can't, it is, even though she's speaking subliminally, I think your lawyer would probably be able to prove that she is talking about you because there are some strong context clues, right? And then you followed up. So it's basically two people that are like bantering or fighting through their words in written form. That's what it appears to be. Yes. However, if you are found guilty, what does this sentence carry? What is the most that they can do to you?
I think I think it's like a year in jail or something. I don't know exactly because I'm not focused on that, because I know once I present to once my attorney presents to the prosecutors, the evidence that I have, and the voice recordings that I have, and everything that I have, I don't think I'm going to get anything more than just a fine. I mean, if that, because really, honestly, this is a man trying desperately to save his marriage. Is basically what it seems like.
Well, not his marriage. The marriage doesn't need saving. He's to save face.
Oh yeah, face, marriage, all of that.
Because it does not appear that she's going anywhere.
Oh no, she's not. But what I'm saying is, and I told the judge when I went in for the protection order for him, I said, Your Honor, this man is just trying to save his marriage. The wife, she was there in court at our protection order hearing. She was under him. She was hugged up under him. It was like she was trying to taunt me. Oh, I have him. See, baby, this is the thing. I never expected him to leave her. I never wanted him to leave. I used to tell him all the time, like, you need to be there for her. I have text messages and everything where I would be like, listen, you need to be there for her. She's not, herself. He even has admitted that her mind frame is not. She's on all type of medications. It's really a sad situation, honestly. And so it's a lot. And when I tell you, and when I say this is a Lifetime movie, this is really the truth.
They really have no idea because they're hearing it from you. You're a great storyteller. Obviously, you're an author, but they have no idea. The book is a page turner. What you spoke, I was going to ask you, what is next for Lavern Crump professionally and personally? You spoke about there's going to be My Friend, Her Husband, My Man. Aftermath is the next book. And when should we expect that coming out?
That book will be out September 30th.
Okay.
That book is really going into details of how I'm feeling as far as even my feelings for him. And I know this may sound crazy to a lot of people, like, okay, he didn't got a protection order on you. He did. When I looked at his face in court, this is not something that he wanted to do. This is something that she's forced him to do. And, am I mad about it? No, I'm not, because I don't think this is something that I didn't expect for things to go this far, but I know deep down in my heart that that man loved me. We had a lot of connection. It went way beyond just sexual. I'm talking about the chemistry, all of that. And he told me that I would always think about him and he would always think about me. And I believe that. And I know it's to be true. And if I was her, I would be more concerned about when I'm being sexual with my husband, is he thinking about her? Is he thinking about, because she's not doing the things that I did. And even if he don't find that in her, he's going to find it in someone else.
Yeah, because that level of kink does not disappear, right?
No.
So I do have a few. I have a few. I don't want to overkeep you, but I do have a few wrap up questions that let me not think. I have a kink question. The other question. Okay, so the book comes out September 30th. You already know that I definitely, I think that you have intrigued everybody here tonight. We will definitely be trying to make some arrangements to get you back on the show after I've had time to read that book. I'll be getting it on Kindle on the 30th. Okay. But it sounds to me as though you said that you're divulging information in the book about your deep feelings. It sounds to me that you're still in love with him. Is that fair to say?
Oh my God. Oh my goodness, girl. No, you did not just ask me that.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Honestly, oh my God. I know one of my friends right now, she's listening to this, and I know she gonna want to slap the shit out of me. But yes.
Yeah.
I do. I think about him all the time. I am currently dating someone else right now. I really like him. But honestly, it might be true what he said, that every person that I come across, it might not be able to, you know what I mean? Like,
satisfy you the way that he was able to.
yes. And this is the truth. And listen, don't get it twisted. That wife is not going to be able to satisfy him the way I did either. And that's just the truth.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I can hear, definitely I can hear that you're still in love with him, and that's something that you're gonna have to, I mean, hopefully the book will help you kind of, purge some of that, right? You know what I mean? But the other thing is, you said that you had never been involved with anyone that expected or asked of you the level of kink that he expected of you, right?
Yeah, right.
So, but you enjoyed it. You ended up enjoying it, from drinking urine to getting cum sucked out of your ass to torture, getting choked till you pass out. These are high level BDSM things. This is not, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to the strip club and fuck in the car. Because I guess I'm giving away my kink. That's I'm low level. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
real
low.
low.
That's
real low. That's low. That's low. Okay. Look, that's low. That's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, but where do you go from here? I mean, are you a part of the lifestyle now? Do you have to seek out another man that is into this lifestyle? Because how are you going to ever be fully satisfied again? Because now you've been introduced to something that you like. Where do you go from here?
You know what? I think that that was something that I went through. That was an experience, like he used to tell me, this is an experience of a lifetime. And I believe that. I enjoyed it. It's something that I think about, but I think it's in my mind. I think that it's, you know what I mean? Like I don't think that I would enjoy that with someone else. That was something that was special between him and I. And I don't think that I will ever experience that again. And it's fine. It's okay.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I can go back to my normal and listen, I got me a rose. And I don't know if y'all know what the rose is, but baby, I got my rose. I'm satisfied over here. Okay, I'm good. So,
and the rose is some type of what is that? Like a bullet or something, right?
It's better than a bullet. Like
okay.
It's a sucking device, basically.
Oh,
and,
it sucks. Okay.
Yeah, it sucks, and I love it. And so that's what I'm over here with now. And again, like I said,
so you're over there with the rose that sucks, but thinking about Stevie J.
Yes,
yeah.
You
Okay.
said Stevie J. Stevie Jr.
Jocelyn, I can't help but to call this fool Stevie J.
But guess what? I even, this is the crazy part. Like, we have so many text messages and all of that I even go back and I read our text messages and I get off on that. Like, it's really, really crazy.
Reminiscing on the love we had.
For real. But you know what? Eventually I'm gonna get over this. Like I said, I'm dating someone else. I really like this person. So hopefully, I can move past it. And this is the thing, y'all. Please don't get this twisted. I got plenty of options. When I say options, I got plenty of them. And again, they're not no bum men. These men own multiple businesses. I'm talking about, making $300,000, $400,000 a year. Like, these guys are really, prominent men. I just feel like Steve Jr. just brought something out of me that I did not know was there, and it's here now. And so now I gotta tuck that back in and keep it pushing, and going about my business. But I'm gonna tell you something. This with me being so transparent about my life and all that, I feel like sometimes I may push some men away from me when they find out, things that I was involved with in my past and all of that. And I don't know. I think I maybe want to start going a little bit more private with my personal
Yes,
life.
ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, because I could have then lost my husband quite a few
Well,
times
let me tell
because
you this. Let me tell you this. Even though we're on different sides of the spectrum, right? But I've made some devastating mistakes in my life, right? I don't think a life is about journeys and ebbs and flows, and I don't think anybody's life is without mistakes, And what I will tell you is that I do think that you're in the midst of this mistake. I do not think that this is the end of this journey, because you haven't reconciled a lot of things yet,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
I do believe that you can get there. Everybody can reconcile, or you could just still be in love with him 5 years from now. But if you really try hard, you can reconcile these feelings, and this can just be a part of your journey and not all of who you are, right? But there are people that you haven't invented a wheel. You know what I mean? Like, there are people, there are men out there that will accept you for your past mistakes, but not while you're currently in the
Mhm,
mistake. You know what
mhm,
I'm saying?
mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah, you're gonna have to get to the point, because, like, I mean, at this point, like I said, the previous book was I'm leaving it all behind, but you're in the midst of it now.
Yes.
So I think right now you're still in the journey. We have another great book to look forward to, which is going to bring out a lot of deep feelings. It's also going to bring out vitriol from the wife, because now she has to hear how at some point it appeared to be a very surface level relationship, a very lustful relationship, all about this kinky sex. But it sounds like this aftermath book is about to tell her, no, me and your husband were really in love with each other. So then that's going to bring about some more feelings. So you're in the midst of this current journey. But so after you have actually put a period to this, then perhaps you'll be able to welcome somebody into your life that is looking at this in the rearview mirror. But right now you're slap dab in the middle of it. That's my opinion.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
So we are, whew, girl. I mean, we are definitely looking forward to this book. We greatly appreciate your honesty, your openness, your transparency. Your life has been quite colorful. I will be definitely discussing your other books, because, again, they were page turners. It's been a long time, Laverne, since I opened up, the Kindle app and could not put my phone down, could not put the iPad down. And that's what all four of your books did for me. So for you to agree to come up here and tell this story, because I know it's not easy, as open as you are, people are judging you, people are side eyeing your motives and all, that everything that comes with that. So it's not easy. So I deeply appreciate you doing that. I'm pretty sure we got a couple of books sold tonight, and the replay gang is going to enjoy you telling your story, and they'll be buying it. I want to let everybody know that my friend, her husband, my man, is available on Amazon. You can find the link in the description box, and it's available on Kindle. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's available on Kindle Unlimited as well as paperback. And I will be putting all four of her links to the books in order underneath the description box, as well as the comments after this video uploads. I just want to give you the floor for any last words and anything that you may have thought, because this story is so vast that we could not cover every single thing. And we've been talking for 2 hours. But anything that you feel like you weren't able to say or you forgot to say, and any closing words that you may have.
Um, I just want to say that I want every woman out there to know that these men, and not saying every man is like this. I'm not saying that, but it's more Steve Juniors out there than what you know. Okay. And I remember him telling me that he did not marry her for looks. He married her for stability. And you need to understand and try to figure out why a person is in your life, whether they're married to you, whether they're, your fiance, whether they're just someone that you're dating. What is the purpose of them being in your life? You know what I mean? And
Absolutely. Say that again and slow, because that's very important.
No, it really is. And I think that, I know people right now that are in relationships only because the other person did not put up with the bullshit that they were bringing into their lives. Okay, so we have to look at that as well. A lot of you women be winning by default. You didn't win because you are a winner. You won because the other woman wasn't going to put up with the bullshit that he kept bringing into their lives. So, it's a lot of different ways that we can spin this and look at this. I was into what I was into with him, not thinking that he was going to leave her. Okay. I never wanted him to leave her. I wanted to continue to sleep with him and do the things that we were doing, and him continued to be with her. Okay. Things didn't work out like that. Once things came out, it was what it was. So, figure out why a man is really in your life. Okay, that's what I say to every woman out there, because guess what? At the end of the day, this woman who's been with this man for 20 plus years, she don't even know what her husband likes. Okay, she doesn't even know who her husband really is. Okay, and a woman was able in a year and a half to be able to come and bring these certain things out of this man, and to do certain things that he wouldn't dare do with you. That would be a concern of mine, no matter how many years I was with a person.
I agree. People don't want to hear from the mistress, but I think that was some real talk, And so, yeah, absolutely. Well, Laverne, it has been a pleasure, darling. It has been a pleasure. I want to thank you again. I am going to wrap up the show. I will let you continue your evening. I will definitely be in touch. Again, I will be announcing the book. So you have my number, you have my email, you have it everywhere, every way to get in touch with me. Please let me know. On September 30th, I want to be one of the first ones with the book. And again, I'm promoting it for you because it is, you're a great writer, and it is a juicy tale, honey, and worth the read, more than worth the read.
Yes, and thank you so much for allowing me to come on and tell my story. I will be doing I do pre-orders for my book. Last time I only said I was gonna do 50, and then people kept trying to pre-order, and then I went to 100, and then it went to 110. This time I'm only gonna do 50 pre-orders, and that's it, because I was really overwhelmed. And but this time, with the pre-orders, people will get the book like 3 days before the book actually comes out on Amazon and other platforms. So,
And am I one of those lucky 50? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, I'm telling you.
Yes,
Listen,
bitch, yes.
if you want to pre-order, let me know.
Yes.
All you got to do is cash at me, Sip with Laverne.
Okay, great.
$ Sip, SIPWITHLAVERN. Sip with Laverne, and send me your address, and you will receive the book before the book goes out. And as a matter of fact, you'll receive an autograph copy. So that's how we're going to do that. I appreciate you again for allowing me to be on your platform, and you guys have a great evening, and I'm really excited about everything.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll be speaking soon, Laverne. Thank you again.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was Lavern Crump of my friend, her husband, my man. Whew. Well, I know you guys know that I know how to read the chat and conduct a hell of an interview at the same damn time. So I think, and I've spoken with Laverne about this, I think that what we're going to do is I'm going to give the replay gang some time to watch this video tonight and tomorrow. And I think I'm going to come back with a little Sunday afternoon talk. so that all of you guys can express yourselves. It'll just be me and you guys. I'll drop the link and we're just going to discuss it. Obviously, this is the Sassy Show. We can discuss ourselves without being nasty or rude, but with telling the truth. So I understand that you guys have a lot to say. How could you not? Okay. But I am glad that you guys enjoyed the interview. The next interview I have is a doozy. It's going to be next Saturday. I will put that link out there maybe midweek. And I'm going to read a couple of your comments. You guys. Anyway, I just want to really thank Laverne. Thank you, Simply A. Girl, you were cracking me up and I could not laugh. Hey, Gigi. Gigi, I kept missing you in a couple of chats. I'm just walking around or doing other stuff, and then I come back and you had said hi or something on the replay, and I hadn't seen it. So, hey, girl, thank you so much. What up, Chocolate Bay? Thank you so much, my boo thang brother, for dropping in. Thank you, of course, to Robin and to Miss Juicy, my model citizens, for showing up and showing out. All of the Avatar Nation gang. Thank you, guys. What did Ivy Janae say? Girl, I'm over here sweating like it was my story. Y'all, it was a lot. The missing piece. I'm not familiar with you, but I know you was irre-fucking-tated today. It's okay, girl. We're telling the truth, and we're shining a light and shaming the devil over here. So even mistresses can shine a little light and give us something to think about. What's up, Nessa Allens, girl? Yeah, the plurals were definitely clutching for sure. Hey, Vibrant Love, thank you for always showing up. I totally appreciate it again, you guys. So I have a lot to say. Again, check the replay underneath the comments. I will list all 4 of her books in order. Obviously, I'm going to be on that pre-order for the next book, The Aftermath. We can clearly tell where Laverne is in this part of her journey, just trying to reconcile still having deep feelings for somebody that she was obviously in love with, but that happens to be someone else's husband. So check out The Aftermath. I will definitely be promoting it so that we'll know when it's coming out. And I just want to thank you guys again for always showing up for me and the great support. Please like the video. Don't hesitate to cash app the Sassy Show at the Sassy Show 1. Appreciate it. This is a lot of hard work. I had to do a lot of backstory and research, but I'll tell you guys, it's hard work. But I do believe that my tenacity and my hard work will pay off in the end. So I really appreciate you guys. So just gonna play this song. And again, check me out Sunday. I don't know what time yet, but I do feel like we have a lot of stuff to say. So we'll do an after show on Sunday afternoon and just kind of wrap this up and give out our feelings. Okay, you guys? All right. Happy weekend to you guys, and I'll see you on these streets. Bye-bye.